Hello, everybody. It's Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com, and I am back with a brand new video for you. Today, we're going to be talking about adding word dies to your cards. I love word dies. First of all, I think they're so much fun, and maybe adhering those word dies can be a bit of a challenge. Well, I have 8. Yes, 8 cards. Let me show you the cards. Oh my goodness, these are so much fun. And today we're going to learn some great tips on how to add those word dies and, of course, how to make these gorgeous cards. Are you ready to learn how? All right, let's get to creating, my friends. So, as I said, sometimes adhering those die cut words can be a challenge. So, I've got a couple different ways. We're going to create a really fun a day without coffee is like, I just kidding. I have no idea. This is a really fun little retro card. I'm going to show you how easy it is to make the card. And then, of course, we're going to talk about adding those die cuts. And the star of the show is going to be the Nothing's Better Than stamp set and the matching Love You More Than dies. We're going to create a coffee card. And so I'm going to be using my die cut word coffee. Supply, supply, supply. So we're going to start with a piece of Coastal Cabana cardstock. It's a quarter or a half sheet, forgive me. That is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So, yep, that'll just fit into a medium-sized envelope. For the inside of my card, I have a piece of very vanilla cardstock, 4 by 5 1/4. So that's going to tuck in nicely. And then the last thing you'll need, and that is for our sentiment on the front, and that is 3/4 of an inch by 3 1/4. All right, so let's go ahead and start. We're going to take our Coastal Cabana and we're going to cut off 1.5 inches. And by doing this, that's going to leave us this space for our sentiment. But you know what? We don't waste anything around here. We're going to use this piece because that's going to be used to create our sentiment coffee. All right. Now I'm going to come in with a piece of adhesive sheet. So this is a double-sided piece of adhesive, and I just find this to be the easiest method. So we're going to peel off one side. So yes, just start with one side. And when you peel it, be sure to kind of do that very slowly. That adhesive is very thin. We're going to lay this right here onto the end of that Coastal Cabana. Now, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to die cut my word coffee. You see my adhesive sheet was, about the same size as my word. So that's what's going to determine what size you cut that piece down. So I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine, and you can see it cuts through that adhesive sheet. This is official scrap. You can save the rest of it for something else. This will just pop right out of my die. And if you have any of these pieces that are left inside, you can use your Take Your Pick tool. I'm just going to pop them out. Remember, there's also a brush that goes on the Take Your Pick tool. Any of those will work. There's my die cut word. So I'm going to come in now with that very vanilla cardstock. And before I add it, I'm actually going to go ahead and do my stamping. So I'm going to use basic gray as the base color today. I just thought it was a little bit more retro, a little bit softer than the black, but feel free to use the black ink pad as well. I'm going to stamp this coffee cup right down here 3 times. Doing my best to line it up. That's the beauty of photopolymer, is I can line those up. We're now going to fill those in with 3 more colors. I have So Saffron, Coastal Cabana, and Flirty Flamingo. Guys, you just simply tap that onto your ink pad, stamp it right inside. Super easy. Clean your stamp on your chamois. Let's go into our next color. I'll go Coastal Cabana next. And we clean again. And the last one, Flirty Flamingo. Super easy, right? And very retro. Now to add that sentiment, we're simply going to lift away this backing. I like to use my Take Your Pick tool just to help get it started. But once you've got it, it will just peel right off, leaving adhesive all over the back of that word coffee. Now listen, if you don't have these adhesive sheets, don't hang up your video just yet. Stick with me because I'm going to show you another method. And If you will just lightly lay it on there, you do have the ability to kind of play with it. You know what? Now that I think about it, I think I'm going to go ahead and add this inside my card before I add my word coffee. That way I make sure I'm staying within the perimeter. Hey, let me show you what I did here. Can you see? I did a little embossing on the top of my card. I use the checks and dots embossing folders. Yeah, and I just thought I'd give it, again, some of that little retro look. Okay, back to our wonderful adhesive back sentiment. So now I can close that, and now I can see, yeah, I'm glad I went ahead and put that on there because that gives me the ability to see right where that sentiment is going to go. Oh, I need to add the steam to my coffee cups. I can't forget that part. That's one of my favorite parts. Again, so cute. Now, the other thing I love about this stamp set is this sweet little star. So we're going to take this little star and just add a few of these around the word coffee. And you see it kind of matches the stars right here. And now our sentiment right up here. And hey, we're here. Let's add a few more of my fun little stars. Like I said, I think this is one of my favorite stamps in the whole stamp set. Now, we're going to decorate the front of this because all we're saying right now is like, so we're going to say a day without coffee. And do you remember that 3/4 by 3 1/4 inch piece? I'm going to use my Banners Pick a Punch, and I'm going to use the one with the point on the end. I'm going to slide at that 3/4 of an inch cardstock. Do you see there's just like a little groove? It just is just happy as can be to just slide in there. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to punch it before we stamp it so that we have just kind of our space all lined up here. Let's come in back in with the flirty flamingo and the word coffee. And I'm going to stamp that all the way over here on the right side. And then in Coastal Cabana, I'm going to say a day without. And you can see that just kind of tucked right into that point. And then I added a few more of those stars. Now I added Stampin' Dimensionals to the back of my sentiment because now we're going to add some ribbon. I love this flirty flamingo ribbon. It's so shiny. We're just going to tie it in a knot here on the side of my card. And I'm going to adhere my sentiment right on top of that ribbon. It's going to kind of help hold it on. I love that. And Stampin' Dimensionals are so doggone strong that they really do a great job at that. So I can line it up. And there is my fun little retro card. Do you love it? Okay, now I want to show you another card that I did with the same stamp set. And this one says, today's plan, consume chocolate and be awesome. And then you see I have some pretty little chocolates there. Hey, so on this one, I told you that I used the checks and dots. Well, on this card, I used the dots. On this card, I did the checks. Now, this one, I want to show you my other technique for adding sentiment. So here we go. I have the inside piece of this already stamped. It's ready to go. Here's my word chocolate. I just die cut it, okay? Nothing on this one. I have what I call my glue sponge. Guys, I keep reusing it and reusing it. It's very sticky, and that's okay. And this is one of my favorite ways to adhere a die cut. So for this, you're going to want a liquid glue. I love the multi-purpose glue. Now, some people like to come in and try to add the glue here. I'm just not very good at that. I tend to be a little messy. So here's my trick. I'm going to put a little glue here in the corner. This is my silicone craft mat. Guys, if you don't have one of these, I use this for so many different things. And watch this. I am tapping the glue in place. You notice I'm holding my die cut. I don't want it to go flopping around because I don't want to get glue all over the front of it. So I've got my glue. Let me get a little bit more right there. And now I can come in, and here's another trick I want to show you. With this word die cut, we can stretch it. We can manipulate it. We're going to give it a curve. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold on to it like this, and I'm going to put my COL right there. And then you notice I'm just giving it a bend? Yeah, look at that. Just manipulate that. You notice I'm not pressing it down just yet until I'm good. Ooh, I like that. There's no glue on the front of my word chocolate. Isn't that fun? I think it just comes out so unique that I can twist and kind of move those words around. So let me bring that card back in and show that one off. So all this to say, adhesive sheets, quick, easy, stick it, no fuss, no muss. You can still curve with this adhesive. If you don't have the adhesive sheets, and you want to be able to use your liquid glue and your multi-purpose glue, I love this little sponge method. It's awesome. Now I will tell you when I'm done, it goes into this little cup, airtight, because I don't want it to dry out or anything. And that way I'm ready to go the next time I want to add a sentiment or anything for that matter. Maybe you have some of those little bitty pieces. This is a fabulous method. Remember, you can go to simplysimplestamping.com and you'll be able to get the measurements for my cards, see photos of the cards, and order the supplies that you need right there. I can't leave you with just 2 cards. How about I show some other cards where I did sentiments in this little opening? They're a lot of fun. Here we go. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and I think it is such a great time to send happy Thanksgiving cards to friends and family. This one says, giving thanks for you with a grateful heart. I did the same thing on this one. These stamps and these dies are from the A Wish for You. The sentiment dies that kind of go with it are from word wishes. Look at all that. Let me tell you what we have here because I know you can't read those. New Year's, Mother's. So you've got Mother's Day, Easter, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine, Christmas, Halloween, the word Merry to say Merry Christmas, Father's Day, and of course, my card here, Thanksgiving. The designer series paper is from Harvest Meadow, which of course just kind of lent itself perfect for Thanksgiving. But yeah, and guys, I did the exact same methods here, and then I stamped my word happy again from Word Wishes. I'm sorry, I meant A Wish for Everything. Forgive me. Yeah, really fun Thanksgiving cards. I've got 4 more cards to share, and this one's kind of cool. So for this card, you see I really cut off quite a bit. I cut 2 inches off of the bottom of this. And I hope you can see what I did. I took the scrap here and used it on this card. So this is my shaded spruce. This is cherry cobbler. And then I took my scrap from my cherry cobbler and I used it here. A simple season's greetings or a happy wishes to you and yours. I did a happy Christmas, a happy holidays. Get creative with that one. This is a new stamp set and die. And that one is the words of cheer. And you see there's a die set that you can also order with that. So there's where my happy came from. Guys, this is really a fantastic set because you have this very Christmassy happy. But look at this. You also have another happy that you can die cut and you could layer. You could do that maybe in white or you could do it in a little bit of a green to do just the word happy, an outline that would go on the inside. Now, since I'm using this bundle, let me show you 2 more cards that I did. And this one is focusing on the word cheer. Wishing you a joyful Christmas, sending you Christmas cheer right there. Again, exact same thing where I use the opposite color on the other card. Yep, didn't cut off as much on this card. I only needed the 1.5 inches here. So as I said, how much you cut off of your card base is really going to be determined on your sentiment that you're adding. So we've got some Christmas cards. We have some thank you cards, Thanksgiving cards. And of course, we've got some fun retro just to brighten someone's day cards. I would love to hear which one is your favorite. And I hope that you'll give these cards a try. I sure appreciate you guys joining me today. If you liked today's video, I'd love a thumbs up on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed, why not be a subscriber? Just click the great big red subscribe button. YouTube will let you know whenever I am back with a new video. All right, my friends, that's all for me. Make it a great day. See you next time. Bye-bye.